Hi everybody! This is my first video, so I thought I would give you guys a little information about who I am and give you somewhat of a tour of my altar and let you guys in a bit about what I practice. So, currently right now, these are some raccoon bones that I have cleansing. This poor little guy was hit with a car. And I had some gloves, I had a little bag, so I took a couple of the bones. These teeth on both of the jaw bones are actually removable. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave them that way or glue them into the jawbone so that they stay. But yeah, so I'm giving these a good cleansing because I'm going to add them into my bone reading kit. It's actually something I just started to do. I've been doing oracle cards and tarot for years, more oracle cards than tarot. But I came across a reading on YouTube, just kind of surfing the channels. One of the first ones I watched was actually of the three Hoodoo sisters, and I suggest you checking them out if you haven't, because they are actually very, very neat. I like that channel a lot. But yeah, these are getting cleansed so that way I can use them. I'll be making some Florida water later and leaving them out in the moonlight because that is how I prefer to cleanse things. There's not really much of a way you can do it wrong. If it works for you, it works for you, but I suggest doing things in succession. Like currently, I have them being cleansed with a salt soaking is what I call it. I sprinkled some salt on the area, and then the fire burning off the impurities around him, just the negativity, because, you know, poor little guy was hit by a car, which really sucked for him. But that is how I am going this route. So I have my salt candle holder back here. I like it because it combines both fire and earth together into one element, one thing. And those are the two things that I work with the most. I have a pine cone back there because it's getting into winter months and I found it and I liked it, so I brought it home. This would be my moon tablet. I really like it, the triple moon symbol. If you don't know about it, I will be doing some informational videos later, so that way we can get into what these things mean and maybe explain a bit more about why I have these things on my altar. Right now I'm just kind of showing you guys what I have. Then I have my pentacle tablet. I leave these things on my altar pretty much year round. They are power elements, you could say, to me. And then I have this rock. I am not sure what it is. I never have been. The closest I could ever get told was maybe a hunk of glass that broke off and fell on the ground, which makes a bit of sense with this right here, but that also looks like it could have been a cut. So I really have no idea what it is, but I've had it for so long and it speaks to me. So I have it on my altar pretty much year round as well. Inside of this box here would be my rune set. I do keep one out all the time over here. It is the symbol for ice. And one of the patron goddesses that I use is Skadi from the Norse culture. And she is actually a frost giant. So I keep my ice rune out pretty much anytime I'm not using my runes. I'll put it back in there whenever I am using them, but I keep it out whenever I'm not because I want to keep her in the forefront of my mind, essentially. And then these here are just some stones that I have purchased through different shops. I prefer to get my stuff in shops in person. But you know, online works. I have gotten quite a few online. Actually, as a matter of fact, over here, all of these stones underneath my mesa bells, I've gotten from eBay, because you can get on there and do auctions where you can get them for like, I don't know, 25 cents and then just pay shipping. So for this set here, I paid like $8, I believe. And there were more stones whenever I got it. This is just what it's dwindled down to over using. I love turquoise. It is one of my favorites, if not my actual favorite. And then these, I believe I got for a similar price. Like, I've gotten these for relatively cheap for what they are and how much there was. Oh, here's my wind chimes. They're being super noisy today. I like it because it represents air and wind and the music and beauty to me. Here is my incense burner for if I'm going to be walking away from my altar. This I use for cone incense. You can see the black mark here, but it has these golden sparkles throughout it. This is another rock that I found and I liked, so I kept it. This right here is a little carton of ash. I save my incense ash and ash from my cauldron over here because I use it for burning things. Actually, right now it has a mess of stuff in there because I just haven't been in a place where I can burn them yet. You can see that in the middle there, that black color, that is from stuff that has already been burnt in there, but I just haven't gone for a full purging. It's a bunch of daisies that are in here, as well as some other flowers and the wooden sticks from my incense. I always toss them in here so that way they can burn later. These right here are my Yule candles. My 3 Yule candles. Whenever I actually do my Yule ritual, I will anoint them with this oil up here, my Yule oil. I actually got this from the Sacred Mists Academy. It is an online school for pagan people, well, Wiccan people, I suppose. But I joined that for a while, and I actually really enjoyed that school. This here is what I like to call my power tablet. It represents the elements on it. It represents the pentacle and the triple moon symbol. This here is a Hecate curse circle. It is something that I very rarely use, but you can see it has had use. I do believe that in some instances, using magic like this is unfortunately necessary. I can delve more into the ways I've used it later if people have interest in that, but right now we're just gonna move on. So I have this bell here. I use it to call in spirits and my gods and such. It's got a nice big old bell drop there. I love how out of shape it is. It's definitely not something mass produced. Someone made this by hand specifically for this, and I like that. I really appreciate that, actually. This right here would be my candle outputter. I can't think of the word right now, but you know, you use it to put out the candle flames, just like that. I actually very rarely use it because I usually end up letting my candle flames burn down completely. That's just who I am. I like fire. Fire is my element. So you'll notice I have a lot of candles and everything here. So this candle I have to represent the goddess. This over here I have to represent my god. I haven't used them yet. They are new. Well, newer. I buy these at the Dollar Tree, and they are actually pretty good candles. This right here, these 2 figurines used to be a set of 3. I still have the third one, but it kept breaking off of that little wooden pedestal you see. So I actually ended up putting it into my bone throwing kit to represent the goddess and femininity. I can actually get it out and show you guys what it looks like. Here it is. And this is what that third one looks like. But like I said, it just kept breaking off of the end. So I just took it off and decided to use it for something else. Repurposing, guys. Repurposing. That is the key, especially to doing this cost effectively. This would be a power wand. I really like it. I just kind of felt drawn to it on a website, and so I bought it there. That was also when I was inside of the Sacred Mist School. I bought it from the school's website. And then this little tablet underneath, I end up calling it my power tablet. I'm not really sure why. I guess I just think that it gives off a nice power. So I get a very cleansing, calm energy from this. And then when you flip it over, it has much more pink on it, but it's not natural. You can tell that a lot of it was dyed that color, but it does actually have pink inside of the stone over here on the side. So I don't know why they went ahead and just dyed it pink, but I usually use this side mostly because it's a bigger surface and I put stuff on it, as you could tell. And then here are my fairies, because I do follow the fairy path. It is one of the ones that I like and that I have great interest in, so I follow it. And then the other path that I follow would be Norse. I do follow and worship Norse gods. I just felt drawn to them. That's really all I could say about that. I felt drawn to them. It felt kind of like coming home. So I chose them as my pantheon of gods. This here would be an offering bowl. You can see that there is an offering in it. I did some work yesterday with stuff, and I went ahead and put some stuff in here. Now, my offerings I usually put inside of my cauldron over here. You can see it's quite big. Here's my hand. Here's the cauldron. It's quite big, a 9-inch diameter, I believe, or I know I made sure to get a big one because fire is such an important part of what I practice. And that's another thing, guys, you know, if something is important to you, make sure you do it right to who you are. I am so drawn to fire. I made sure to get a big cauldron. I literally have lighters everywhere, matches everywhere, and fire is just a big part of who I am. That's why I chose the name Ember. And this right here is a little granite container, and it holds some more of my stones and bells and charms. Right there's a piece of snowflake obsidian. I really like that stone. And some of these are just ones that I found and picked up. These little, not marbles, what are these called, guys? These gems. I have them because they've been gifted to me, or I found them. And, you know, that clearly does not blend in with stones like this. So I went ahead and I picked them up. And I carried them with me and I carried them home. This right here is a little piece of broken off geode that I found in a creek. It's sparkly on the inside. I like sparkly, shiny things. I swear I have ADHD. This right here is a bottle of water that last year I actually collected the first snowfall of the season. And I put the water that melted from that snow into here, and I used some of it for my ritual last year, but as you can see, there is still some left. And because we are getting into winter months, I went ahead and I pulled that back out. I do also have a bottle of Yule water up there, that red bottle in the back from last year. You leave a bottle out during the solstice and then you bring it back in whenever it's done. That's how you make that. And then up here are just some herbs. I do believe this was actually left over from like a bath tea that I made, but I generally end up keeping them and burning them or finding another use for them because I don't like to waste things. So because we are getting closer to Yule, I have my cinnamon out. Plus, I do like to burn the ends of my cinnamon, and it gives off a nice smell. I have a stick of Palo Santo, and then some copal up here. I really just use these bowls to keep herbs in. This would be some grass that I picked while I was really, really sad and upset. So because I was feeling those strong emotions while I just kind of grabbed it, I didn't want to throw it out, and I wanted to keep it and find a use for it. As you can see, it is completely dry now. I haven't actually found a use for it just yet, but it will come. It will happen. I believe it. And then I also have my little bosom here. This one smells like apple and cinnamon. It is the one I use for this time of year. I do have one that doesn't have a scent in it at all, and I use that one for most of the other time of year. I put this one out in fall because apples, to me, harvested in fall, I think it just corresponds nicely. And then this right here is my cloth. Well, the one I'm using right now. I use this one for my bone readings, and because I was doing bone cleansing, I went ahead and I put it out so that I could use it effectively for what I believe it's for. And yeah, that is my altar. Oh wait, nope, I forgot something. This right here is a glass paperweight. And, oh, you can't really see it that way. There we go. There's dolphins and fish and an octopus and seahorse and turtles in here. I got this a really long time ago. I honestly can't even tell you when I got it. I was a kid. But it's one of the things that I just really love. And I have the entire time I've had it, I've just been in love with it. And I really don't use it for holding down papers. I don't even know who actually uses a paperweight because, you know, you just put the papers away, is what I think. But who knows, maybe people do actually make lots of use out of these. But because I loved the imagery, I go ahead and I leave it out as a representation of water. And during springtime, I actually have a representation of air that I put out in the form of a fan that has a lot of flowers on it. But during winter months, I like to keep it down to the incense and the smoke of the incense to represent air. Plus, I do also believe that the wings on my fairies are representative of air. But as you can see, fire would be the thing that is represented most strongly on my altar. All of my candles, all of my matches and lighters and everything. I do have a bunch more stuff, though. I really do. It's a sickness, guys. Once you get into buying this stuff, it never goes away. So, caution. We can possibly go through more of this stuff later if you guys are interested. But if not, I mean, that's okay. So, yeah, that is my altar. Oh, I also like that it has this little flower decoration here. I think it's pretty. But yeah, so I will see you guys later. Let me know if there are any topics that you would like me to cover. If not, I'm just going to keep kind of talking about what I want to. So, bye guys.